as the ripple effect of Iran war has reached U.S. threshold. Gunfire targeted the United States Consulate in downtown Toronto early Tuesday morning in what authorities are calling a national security incident. Police say no injuries were reported, but the attack has triggered a major investigation. According to officers, the shooting took place at around 4:30 a.m. Two suspects reportedly stepped out of a white Honda CR-V, fired multiple shots at the building, and then fled the scene. Investigators say several shell casings were recovered outside the consulate.
At 5:29 a.m. this morning, Toronto police received reports of a discharge of firearms that took place at 361 University, the site of the U.S. Consulate just behind me. Officers arrived on scene and immediately found evidence of a firearm discharge, shell casings, as well as damage to the building. There were people inside the building. However, this building is highly secure, highly fortified, and there were no injuries. There has also been some evidence to suggest that the firearm discharge may have taken place as early as 4:29 in the morning. There is witness evidence to show that a vehicle traveling westbound on Dundas Street, a white Honda CR-V, turned southbound at University Avenue and stopped in front of 361 University, the U.S. Consulate. There, two individuals emerged from the vehicle, discharged at what appears to be a handgun at the front of the building, and then got back into their vehicle and drove southbound.
At this time, the INSET team has been engaged, as this is a national security incident, and we are working with Toronto Police and others to understand the motivations of those involved. The RCMP regularly works in close collaboration with police services of jurisdictions across the country, as well as our partners with Global Affairs Canada, in the fulfillment of our mandate to provide protection of designated persons, including foreign diplomats, and in relation to incidents that occur at or in the vicinity of embassies or consulates. For the moment, while the early stages of the investigation are taking place, we have increased security around embassies and consulate buildings here in Toronto and in the Ottawa region.
We definitely will be looking at any possible connections. Obviously, it is far too early in this investigation, but we do not look at them in isolation. We look at them collectively. And if and how there is something that is found in that to support that, then that will obviously color and direct how the investigation unfolds. But it is not lost on us that the city has unfortunately experienced similar types of events, extremely serious and very concerning shootings at synagogues, and this very much factors into how we will approach this matter as well.
There's obviously formal communication going on with our U.S. counterparts, the FBI, the consulate itself here. We've had members at the consulate here this morning, along with Toronto Police, meeting with staff here and their senior executive to discuss the incident. Be rest assured, those conversations are also occurring in Ottawa between officials there and their U.S. counterparts at the embassy. Other consulates as well, including the Israeli consulate, will be seeing a change in the security posture here in Toronto, as well as Ottawa.
Any other countries?
Not that I'm prepared to speak to at this time. We'll be assessing that on an ongoing basis. But for now, the U.S. consulate and the Israeli consulate will see a change.
So why did you choose those two consulates specifically?
Well, I think it's fairly obvious based on the incidents that have occurred here in Toronto and elsewhere that these consulates deserve a heightened amount of vigilance and security at this time, in the hopes that we can bring the temperature down in the coming days and weeks.
The building was occupied at the time. However, officials say the consulate's reinforced walls and security glass prevented the bullets from penetrating inside. Authorities say people inside the building may not have even noticed the gunfire. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police has now joined Toronto Police Service in investigating the incident. Officials say security is being increased at diplomatic sites across the country, including the U.S. and Israeli consulates, as well as embassies in Ottawa. Police have released an image of the suspect vehicle, but have not yet identified the shooters. Authorities say it is too early to determine a motive. The incident comes amid rising tensions linked to the ongoing war involving Iran, the United States, and Israel. Doug Ford, the Premier of Ontario, condemned the shooting, calling it an unacceptable act of violence and intimidation against American allies. Ford also warned about the possible presence of sleeper cells operating in Western countries. The shooting follows another troubling development in the city. 2 synagogues in the Toronto area were also struck by gunfire over the weekend. Mayor Olivia Chow strongly condemned the attacks, warning that anti-Semitic incidents often rise during international conflicts. She emphasized that the city's Jewish community must be able to live and practice their faith without fear or intimidation. Toronto remains home to one of the largest Iranian communities outside Iran. Since the war escalated, the U.S. Consulate has frequently become the site of protests, both in support of and against the conflict. For now, investigators are searching for the suspects and trying to determine whether the gunfire was politically motivated or part of a wider pattern of escalating tensions in Middle East. Earlier, on March 8th, a shocking incident unfolded near the U.S. Embassy in Oslo. A loud explosion was heard near the Embassy of the United States in Oslo, Norway. Eyewitnesses said smoke rose from the area. The blast took place at 1 a.m. local time. According to the Oslo Police Department, it was not immediately clear what caused the blast or who was involved. Oslo police, in a statement, said that they are in a dialogue with the embassy and there are no reports of any injured persons. The incident sparked fears of an attack amid the ongoing Iran conflict. However, no established link to Iran has been found yet, while tensions continue to simmer in the Middle East. Police spokesperson Mikael Delameyer told public broadcaster NRK that blast occurred at the entrance to the consular section. Videos from outside the embassy shared online showed security personnel rushing to the spot. Officials in tactical gear were seen trying to control the area. One law enforcement personnel could be seen trying to look through what appeared to be the boundary of the embassy. Another appeared to try and control the traffic movement in the area. The explosion in Oslo has come at a time when U.S. missions in several Middle East countries have been targeted by Iran amid the ongoing war with the U.S. and Israel. U.S. embassies have been placed on high alert in the Middle East. However, whether the Oslo incident is linked to the conflict or not is not yet clear. As of now, the Oslo police gave no indication the incident near the U.S. embassy was connected to the Iran conflict. Remember, after the joint U.S. and Israel strikes killed Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Khamenei, the Islamic Republic has been bombing neighbors in the Middle East who host U.S. bases. But as missiles fly in the Middle East and a blast rocks a U.S. embassy in Europe, the fear is growing that this war may no longer be confined to one region.